Hey, what is up guys, we're here back with a brand new video. Now today we are going to be doing What If Deku Had the Speed Force Part 9. Now if you guys want to check out the previous 8 parts, I'll be sure to leave a card in the top right hand corner so you guys can check out the previous parts. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. After beating Todoroki in his last match, Deku rejoices in the practice room eating a giant meal to compensate for the amount of energy he had been using the entire day, wondering to himself what the speedster was and how he could potentially see him again because he would like to ask more questions about his quirk. After sitting there for a while though, his door opens and he sees Ochako and Ida getting excited that Deku had won the match and celebrating for him, while Bakugo looks in the distance, smirking since he's getting excited about them fighting, since Bakugo thinks he's easily going to beat Kirishima since Kirishima used a lot of his quirk fighting Tetsu. The next rounds following are pretty much the same as the outcomes of the anime, just to save time for the fight, with Bakugo beating Kirishima along with Ida winning his match, meaning the next round would consist of Deku and Ida fighting in the third round. Deku thinks to himself about the match since Ida has a speed type quirk and wonders how he's going to be able to outsmart Ida since they are about the same speed since last he checked, but then again he is faster now thanks to the speed boost from the speedster. As Deku heads out of the break room though, he comes across Todoroki standing there, and Todoroki thanks him for helping him sort out his problems, and Deku tells him that he will help him anytime he wants, but next time they don't have to do it in front of a bunch of people. And Deku says, "I hope we get to work together again in the future," or something like that, during an exercise training. And Todoroki smiles, saying he'd be happy to do that someday. Then Deku heads out to the arena to face off against Ida. Ida remarks to him saying that, "I think this is the first time we've ever faced before, so don't expect me to hold back." Deku smiles at him saying, "Don't expect me to hold back either." Ida tells him that he didn't get the chance to use this technique against him during the cavalry battle, so this is the best chance to try it out. And Deku looks at Ida confused as Ida yells reciprocal bursts. As soon as President Mike yells, "Let the battle begin." Deku instantly slows his perception of time down by a huge amount, and shockingly, Ida is moving at an incredibly fast speed. So fast that he looks like he's moving at a normal pace for Deku, even with his slowed down perception of time. Deku starts to get himself ready as he bolts straight for Ida and kicks him, but Ida dodges it, and Ida has a strong look of determination on his face. Ida then kicks Deku in the gut as he reels in pain. Deku then tries for a counterattack and realizes that this is the first time that someone's fought against him besides the Nomu back at the USJ incident that can actually keep up with him, so he has to think and strategize more. Deku then decides to make Ida waste this new technique of his because it has to have a time limit, he thinks to himself as lightning shines in his eyes, and he begins to run. Barely outrunning Ida, he keeps bolting at a faster speed, then accidentally kicks it into another gear, realizing that he's using more effort than he planned and tapped into his new power. Ida looks puzzled as Deku kicks him in the gut so fast he didn't realize and got pushed back, with Ida thinking to himself that Deku had successfully passed him up. With defeat in Ida's eyes, he admits to himself this, but then he immediately says to himself even if that's the case, he will just have to outsmart him because he promised his brother that he would win. Then Ida kicks it into a higher gear. He attempts to kick Deku, but Deku dodges it, and Ida quickly changes his position to use the other leg to kick Deku. Deku, off guard, gets hit and screams in pain. But right before the final kick to finish off Deku can land, his engines stall, and he says to himself, "Not like this," as Deku overwhelms Ida with a barrage of punches, making Ida fall to the floor, with Deku looking over Ida with a smile, saying he almost got him there. And then with his super speed, he throws Ida out of the ring, causing an out of bounds, making Deku the victor. Deku then goes to the seats in the crowd, with Ochako saving a seat for him. Deku thanks her and says to himself that he wants to watch this next match specifically as he's eating an energy bar. Ochako asks why he wants to watch this match in specific, and Deku explains to her that Bakugo has been changing his fighting style since they have been to UA, so he wants to analyze his fighting style more so he can prepare himself for the upcoming fight. Ochako asks him why he's so sure that Bakugo is going to win against Tokoyami, and Deku proceeds to explain that he thinks Bakugo is going to win since he is literally the perfect foil to Dark Shadow, since they both know his weakness by working with Tokoyami during the cavalry battle. She starts to look worried as she nods her head in agreement. As Tokoyami and Bakugo start to fight, Deku realizes that the outcome is exactly how he expected, and starts to look in amazement as he sees Bakugo still taking the utmost caution and taking the fight 100% seriously, destroying Tokoyami. After the fight, Deku bumps into Bakugo saying good luck, with Bakugo saying that he's going to destroy him. Deku, with a smirk on his face, walks up to Ida and talks about their fight that just happened, and then all of a sudden Ida gets a call on his phone and says that he's sorry but he must take the call. And so he does answer the phone, and Deku sees Ida looking horrified, asking what's wrong, and Ida tells him that he's alright and it's none of his business, as he runs off to a teacher, with Deku not being able to hear their conversation, starts looking more confused as the teacher guides Ida out of the area. Deku, before being able to worry more about Ida, hears that the final round of the tournament is about to begin, and that everyone needs to get into their seats shortly to witness the finale of the fight. Deku then looks off, walking onto the stage, looking directly at Bakugo, telling him that this is the time for them to see who's the better fighter. With that statement, President Mike says that the final battle of the sports festival will begin as Deku and Bakugo start to charge at each other. Alright guys, and that's going to be it for today's video. Now I know it was a shorter part, but the next part's going to be way longer, so I'm going to try to, you know, make kind of like it equal out in the long run. So that's what we're going to be doing for that. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, favorite, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday for next Wednesday's video, I guess. Poor phrasing, but you guys get what I mean. Alright, peace out guys, see you next video.